gotta be there a whole lot of time.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's all it is. No, I had to keep order. There were people talking.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Councilman. Thank you, Joe. Is there anyone else?
Dustin Pierce, Grave Street. I talked once before about salaries. I think the accountability needs to be there. I think you guys, whatever the ranges that you decide, I think that there needs to be accountability for the people that we elect. And if that is, I guess, hitting them where it hurts in their pocket, might be the only option. I just feel like it doesn't matter what you're getting paid as long as you are doing what you were elected to do. It doesn't matter.
Is there anyone else? Okay, I bring it to the panel. Close it to the public and bring it to the panel for discussion. Councilman Lutz.
Nothing, thank you.
Council Vice President.
Nothing.
Councilman Davis.
Yes, I would implore the council to reconsider this decision. It was previously argued or debated that these ranges were necessary based on the enforcement of particular ordinances and resolutions. I would argue that in the last week, the mayor's office has made progress and extended an olive branch to this council. I think it would be an appropriate step for council to take to extend one branch of the olive tree back and to allow this to be tabled. So I will reintroduce the motion to table this, and I hope that council will consider it as a peace offering between our two groups. So the motion to table is reintroduced.
No, that's a good thing.
The motion to table is always in order.
He can motion to retable.
Yes.
It's always in order.
Yes.
I'll second his motion. Roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
No?
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
No.
Councilman McVeigh?
No.
Council President Fulper?
Yes. Councilman McVeigh, you were next up on the panel.
I will, if you have read what's in your packet, within this ordinance also drops the minimum of council down. We're holding ourselves accountable. I made that point perfectly clear to our job duties and responsibilities within what we have to do to this town. I do think it is commendable that the last couple of weeks that the mayor has extended an olive branch out to the council, but that has been void over the last 154 weeks. So, I mean, it's good. It's a good start. I hope it continues, but that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman, just to clarify, I met with Councilman Davis earlier today because...
Just Councilman, before we don't want to mention specific job duties of any function.
Correct. No, I wasn't planning on it. No, I wasn't planning on it, Councilman. I actually was just, I just wanted to clarify my stance. I had met with Councilman Davis earlier today because I did see that the mayor had there were some behavioral differences. And I can't really say what he did because that would require a rice notice. I can say he has extended an olive branch. I do feel this will pass this evening since it has not been tabled, but what I would ask for the council is to understand that he has extended such an olive branch. I hope he will still do so after this evening. I do intend to meet with Councilman Davis again. I do believe we had a productive conversation moving forward into 2019. I guess I really can't discuss it any further without a rice notice. Therefore, I will ask for a roll call. Unless Councilman Davis, do you have anything?
I have no further comments, Council President.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
No.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Fulper?
Yes. Ordinance 2018-29 has successfully passed. Ordinance number 2018-30, an ordinance of the Town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, eliminating the position of the confidential aide to the mayor.
So moved.
Just need a second.
Second.
Open for the public.
Again, Joe Minor. Here's a chance to extend an olive branch backwards. This is obviously punitive. Vote it down and extend something backwards.
Is there anyone else? So for the panel.
Nope. No.
I have a question. I don't really have the full, I'm sorry, Nemo Brisson, 94 William Street. I don't have the full agenda, but what I recall from the last meeting was that this was to stop using this particular title within Phillipsburg, right? And so
That's correct.
the title still exists in civil service, it's just that Phillipsburg is not going to use this title.
I'll local law, yeah, that's what it is.
No, that's not the reason we're doing it.
No, I think you're asking, no, I think Mr. Brisson was asking what this ordinance was accomplishing,
Right.
correct? Right, it's eliminating the title from the local
Okay.
list, yes.
So I had spoken a number of months ago about this kind of situation with, I think a couple people mentioned strong mayor situation. My experience, in my work experience as an administrator, the importance of having an administrative assistant to help me to do the things that I needed to do. I think it's very important to do that. And I think even though the position may not be used at this time, that it may not be funded by the council at this time, it seems to me that it would be a good idea to retain this position as available to the town. And I would strongly urge the council to think about that situation and the benefits to the town, for the mayor to have someone that he can rely on to assist him in getting the things done that he needs to get done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, is there anything, anyone else? Now it's closed to the public, open to the panel.
I just can't see why the difference between a secretary and a confidential aide. For up to years, the mayor of the town of Phillipsburg always had a secretary. And I can't see why there's a big difference if we take this off the chart and just use a regular secretary. I don't see the difference. So that's how I feel.
I concur, as long as it's an ongoing job that isn't variable and it's somebody that services the community, because that's who we actually are servicing, not the people that are elected, so I concur with Councilman Lutz.
Councilman Davis.
No comments.
Councilman McVeigh.
I've worked a lot with administrative assistants, and I prefer to use that term. And if we're going to have in the future in consideration of an administrative assistant for our town, I would like to see that administrative assistant serve a lot of our town employees. There's a lot of need for our departments to handle such paperwork, incoming calls and complaints, not just one person. So if it was ever to be considered, or if I was ever to consider it again, I would think of it more as a global position for City Hall and not just to the individual position of the mayor.
Thank you. To clarify for Mr. Brisson, the reason that my reason for voting yes is, one, I believe that the position was in the wrong budgetary item, leading to what I believe was a workaround with regard to the budget. Therefore, if we were to keep it in starting in January, we'd again be able to deplete that budget. The council and the mayor would find themselves not being paid again in September. I don't want to end up doing that again. So with that being said, roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
No.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Holper?
Yes. Ordinance 2018-30 successfully passed. Ordinance number 2018-31, an ordinance of the town of Phillipsburg amending chapter 6723, schedule 7 stop intersections of the code of the town of Phillipsburg to add a stop intersection at Fulton and Lewis.
So moved.
Second.
Open to the public? There being none?
No.
Oh, no? Yes? Please. Name and address for the record.
Jennifer Stone, 153 Lewis Street. I hope this passes because it's way overdue and we need it. I do have two young granddaughters that I don't want to see run out in between a car and not be seen when somebody's doing 40, 50 up the street.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Anyone else? It's closed to the public. Open to the panel. Councilman Lutz?
Nothing.
Council Vice President?
Nothing.
Councilman Davis?
Good.
Councilman Bay?
I'm good, sir.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Holper?
Yes, ordinance number 2018-31 has successfully passed. You're very welcome. Ordinance number 2018-34, an ordinance of the town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, amending chapter 235 construction codes uniform code of the town of Phillipsburg in order to implement a new fee schedule.
So moved.
Second.
Open to the public. Close to the public. Open to the panel. Councilman Lutz?
I'm good.
Council Vice President?
I'm good.
Councilman Davis?
No comment.
Councilman McVeigh?
Good, sir.
Okay, roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Holper?
Yes, ordinance 2018-34 successfully passed. Ordinance number 2018-35, an ordinance of the town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, amending chapter 464-9C of the code of the town of Phillipsburg in order to broaden the scope of the non-retaliation requirement of the landlords.
So moved.
Second.
Open to the public. Close to the public, open to the panel. Councilman Lutz?
Nothing.
Council Vice President?
Nothing.
Councilman Davis?
Nothing.
Councilman McVeigh?
Good, sir.
Roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Holper?
Yes. Ordinance 2018-35 successfully passed. Ordinance 2018-36, an ordinance of the town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, amending chapter 172, animals, the code of the town of Phillipsburg.
So moved.
Second.
Open to the public. Closed. Open to the panel. Councilman Lutz?
Nothing.
Council Vice President?
Nothing.
Councilman Davis?
Nothing.
Councilman McVeigh?
Good, sir.
Roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Holper?
Yes. Ordinance 2018-36 successfully passes. Ordinance number 2018-37, this is the second reading as well. An ordinance amending the revised general ordinance of the town of Phillipsburg in the county of Warren to add 625-11 titled Medical Marijuana, an alternative treatment center.
As
Oh,
point of information,
This is
Council
referred-
President. Yes, this has been referred to the planning board?
Vicky, you refers to the planning board, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
They
so
were in receipt of it today.
Right, so they still have their such decision table.
okay, so it doesn't need to be tabled?
It needs to be tabled.
Motion to table.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Holper?
Yes. All right, there are no ordinances with the first reading. We gotta make this last another 2 hours. We have the consent agenda. Councilman Lutz, is there anything you'd like removed from the
Nothing.
consent agenda? No? Council Vice President?
Yes.
Okay.
The interfund transfers, 2018-206,
Okay.
and that's it.
Councilman Davis?
No additional ones for me.
Councilman McVeigh?
Actually, I apologize, Council President. Just as a matter of, I don't know if we should take this under old business or just to consider it now. Previously, we had a lien that we removed from the list that is not in this agenda. I think we got the backup information for that. Is it council's desire to consider that lien, or are we still going to continue to hold that?
I have yet to be able to speak to the homeowner. If it's okay, I'd still like
That's fine.
to.
I just wanted to clarify. And
Thank
that
you.
We did lose that.
Just till the next meeting,
Sure.
which is December 4th?
Yes.
Okay. If you will hold that lien until December 4th? I need to speak with the homeowner to get, we did get this backstory from the town, I just need to speak with them. All right, and Councilman McVeigh, did you say?
I'm good, sir.
All right, so the only one being pulled is 2018-206, which is a resolution awarding purchases under a New Jersey state contract.
I will motion to adopt the rest under the consent agenda.
No, it's interfund transfers is the one being.
Oh, the interfund transfers, I apologize. You want to adopt the consent agenda, yes?
Yes.
Okay, it's been first and seconded. Call?
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Polk?
Yes, resolutions 203, 204, 205, and 206 have been successfully,
No,
207
207.
successfully passed. 206, a resolution awarding purchases under New Jersey's geez, man, I don't know why I'm getting this wrong. Resolution to provide for interfund transfers. Your first.
I'll motion.
Second. I'll second for discussion. Council Vice President, your motion,
Yes.
your call.
The first item, community grants. We're transferring out of community grants for advertising. Why? Advertising where?
Yeah.
But it's coming out of community grants?
Yeah.
And regarding the recreation, we're taking out of salary and wages to transfer to the Still Hill Youth Organization.
Only to the Still Hill Youth Organization?
It's the only bill I have.
But that's a bill for the Still Hill Youth Organization from the Firth Youth Center. That is not a bill from the Firth Youth Center to the town of Phillipsburg.
That's correct.
And it's for services not rendered yet, correct?
That's correct.
And they will not be rendered until next year, correct?
I believe so.
Then they can pay it next year. So I'm not sure about this. Bob, there was nothing else available for advertising? We're over, is that what you're telling me?
Yes, Vicky's unsure.
That's your fault. I'm not okay with this recreation transfer, so do we have to do this as a whole, or do we have to pull?
You can amend it, just to
Amend?
do that.
Well, then I'd ask that we amend to exclude the recreation of $7,740. All the rest I'm okay with. That's just me.
Okay, so the motion is to amend 2018, that's 206, to remove the payment to the Still Hill Youth Organization. I'm still curious, I guess, $10,000 was the exact bill?
No, it was $7,740 for one organization. We didn't get a bill for the second one. I'm sorry, but we do this for one or two organizations. We're doing it for everybody. That's a whole ball of wax more money. And this was not planned. It can go into next year. It can go in and come out of next year when it happens.
I mean, I definitely can.
I tried to up recreation. Everybody said no. So
No, I don't think that's, I mean, yeah, we'll pull it.
just needs a
Just
second.
amend it.
Second.
Amended pool customers.
Okay. Motion to approve as amended has been first and second. Is there any debate? Roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Abstain.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Polk?
Because of the organization and because one of the board members took it upon themselves to speak so highly of me down to the New Jersey League of Municipalities, I'm going to abstain and keep my personal feelings out of it. So, we'll go ahead. So that was just to amend it, right? Yeah. So it still passes, 2003, 2026. Old business, ordinance number 2018-26, tabled to one previous meeting, bond ordinance providing for the upgrade of the wastewater treatment plant by and in the town of Phillipsburg and the county of Warren, state of New Jersey, appropriating $3 million therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $3 million of bonds and notes to finance the cost thereof.
for the state, or since we are on track to have a record meeting, I think, would it be appropriate to ask if there's any interest in tabling any of these matters, Council President?
You know what, Councilman, I have to agree.
Actually, 2018-32 is not bonded. That's coming out of capital sewer, so I don't see a reason we can't untable that and vote on it. That's not impacting taxes, it's not impacting the sewer debt, it's not impacting the tax burden. So that is being paid out of capital.
I still say,
The 300.
So 26
The 500, it got up to 500,000.
26 and 33, Councilman, I'm in agreement with, because I'm still waiting for more information from the mayor's office regarding 33. So we can motion to untable 2018-32.
So moved.
I will second.
So, okay, ordinance 2018-32, motions on table, roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Holbrook?
Yes, been untabled. Ordinance 2018-32, sewer utility capital ordinance providing for various improvements and acquisitions of the wastewater treatment plant by and in for the town of Phillipsburg and County of Warren, State of New Jersey, appropriating $500,000 from the sewer utility capital improvements fund to pay for the cost thereof. Since it's tabled, this is the first reading, so you need a motion?
I will motion.
Second.
Discussion, Councilman Lutz?
Did the auditor, does this go to the auditor first to see if it's appropriate enough?
No, so this is what, these are monies that you're taking out of capital, and there's appropriating via this ordinance that have been already set aside in the budget. Is it from the 2018 year budget year, Bob?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's taken out of capital improvement.
Okay, and there is enough money?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Thank you.
Council Vice President?
No, I'm good.
Councilman Davis?
Yeah, I'm glad to vote yes on this evening, but I hope that we can meet with the financial advisors, because even though this does come from our capital improvement, I think we need to make sure that moving forward, we have a solid plan for where both current and bonded dollars are going to go. So, but I'm confident we'll have that prepared for the second reading.
Councilman McVeigh?
You mentioned on 2/18/26, we know you're waiting for information from the mayor's office regarding 26, but on this one, we have all information on 32, that nothing's hanging out there?
On 32, no, we're good.
I'm good, sir.
Okay, I also have nothing, roll call.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Holbrook?
Yes, ordinance number 2018-32 successfully passed. I believe we have agreed that ordinance 2033 remains tabled. Okay. So we can move forward then to the new business. There is a best practices discussion. Vicki, did you send me?
We'll have that. We have 2 emails, Council President.
Yes, and you should have a paper copy too.
I spent a majority of my day trying to change my password. Wouldn't let me in my email without changing
I
my
did not
password.
have time to review
I didn't
it.
have
Can we
time.
discuss it at the next meeting?
Does it need to be done this evening?
Yes.
Can we do it on the 4th?
Well, that was slapped right on.
And it was submitted with this date on it.
I was in the car when we got it.
What's it for?
So what? I get to read it.
I really,
If you want it, on your phone.
Bob, can it be done on the 4th?
No.
No, we have to certify to the state when it was discussed in council. It's already been submitted, and we've already said that it would be discussed at this meeting.
Wow.
Yeah, but we just got it tonight. That's the problem. We just got it, I know, I never got it. I mean,
I looked at it quickly and actually didn't agree with all of it, so.
Well, we can't change anything.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's-
we just say yes.
Who fills this out?
I did,
You did?
yes.
Are there any particular questions from council that we have that we want to give to CFO Merlo? As I said, these are pretty much all yes or no questions, correct? Yeah.
They are, have you read them all?
I read through a majority of them, but I trust Bob to answer whether we have electric vehicles or full-time planner.
Yeah, there was some other items I didn't fully agree with. All our agendas are online, all our meeting minutes are online. No. You know, everything the public needs is online. No. And we said yes.
We do the best we can with the staff that we have.
I understand that, Bob, but couldn't we have this on Monday instead of 4:30 today?
So, just to ask you a question, Bob, when did you receive the document?
We've had it for a while. It needed to be submitted by the 12th, which it was submitted on time. And then we were down at the league last week. When I came back yesterday, I tried to put together the cover letter, but I got busy. I actually finished it last night. Probably about 7 o'clock I finished it, and I sent it to Vic this morning.
What happens if we don't adopt it tonight? Do we lose funding?
No, I don't think so. The fact
just saying that we
it's
acknowledge
an
we
agenda
received it.
item we're discussing.
There's no resolution or vote, right?
There's no resolution or anything.
So really, all we're doing is just acknowledging that we're in receipt of it.
Oh, we're just acknowledging receipt?
Exactly,
Oh,
exactly.
all right.
And,
Like we said, we didn't have time to read it, so.
And Councilwoman, it's okay if you don't totally agree with everything, that's fine. If you think there's places where we can improve upon, that's what this document is meant for,
Okay,
okay?
okay. Well, then we'll read it.
Oh, so this isn't if we agree or disagree, this is just saying, hey, we have
It
it.
was presented to
Yeah.
everybody.
Okay.
And I can tell you, it was submitted on time, and we're not gonna lose any funding. Depending on how you answer the questions, you could lose some state funding.
Bob,
Stop talking, Bob.
Bob, you should have stopped about 2 seconds ago. Because now I'm scared.
We're fine.
Yeah, we're well in excess of this.
We're fine, we're not gonna lose
It showed
any
the
funding.
previous year.
Okay.
If I
Based
remember,
on,
it
based on the
showed
way it was
previous year.
submitted,
Every year.
Yeah, but I meant, he showed previous year,
yeah,
how we got it. It was up to 87, I think,
yes.
and the year before was 84. So I did read a little bit.
So there's no chance of
Rushing
us
through.
losing funding?
No,
Okay.
there's enough leeway. Even if the state does call me and they'll pick a question and ask for information on it. So even if they find something that maybe they want to change, we're still not in jeopardy of losing any funding. We'll still get 100% of our
But we're
state aid
just-
this year.
I'm good with it.
Accepting, not,
Yeah, it's just saying that we accepted it, that's all.
okay, that's, like I said.
You don't need a resolution to say? No?
Didn't have time to read it.
It just has to be a part of the minutes, that's all.
Okay.
Thank you, Bob.
See, Bob, if 5 confused people would have sat up here, or maybe 4, because it sounds like Councilman Davis has it in, and he knows what's going on. We would have sat here for another 2 hours, we would have beat my meeting time here. Councilman Lutz, do you have anything for new business?
Nothing.
Councilman?
Sorry.
Councilman Lutz.
Yes, I do.
You do?
Uh,
Okay.
So 2 things.
Yes.
I was at the League of Municipalities last week,
Okay.
9-hour drive home, but that's okay. I think it was time well spent. So I have a report I drafted here. If anybody wants a copy, I brought copies. I will not torture you all and read it. Just quickly, first day I got there, went on the show floor, enormous show floor, a lot of people there, and I did run into 3 programs that I had explored previously and turned over to the mayor, which were Report It, which was an app for cleanup, crime, etc., as well as the National Youth Safety for a better background check program that includes 3 state searches, the Sex Offender Registry, and the National Registry, none of which we presently do. We only do the state of New Jersey. I also had a meeting with the Downtown New Jersey Association and 2 outdoor recreation companies on field programs and maintenance services. So I have all their information to give to the mayor. First session I attended was the Heart of Downtown Renaissance. The greatest takeaway I have from that was something called creative placemaking, which I was not familiar with, but everybody else in the room was that was familiar with their downtown resurgences. One of the things they talked about in that was people don't come to your downtown if it's dirty. The first thing you need to do in any downtown renaissance is start cleaning up your downtown. You have to be tough on enforcement and bring your arts and culture into absolutely everything you do in your downtown. One of the further things they talked about, what interested me, is zoning. Actually, zoning is very critical to the success of your downtown. To make sure all your code is proper and zoning goes with that. Another thing they brought up was that housing and the arts. What I didn't realize was arts actually become a safety improvement to a community. People see that when they see more art, they see it as safe and people are taking care of their properties. Second session was navigating change in your downtown, and I believe that's when Councilman Davis came in as well. So we talked a lot about something I never heard of, which was bids and SIDS, which I learned halfway through the session. We do not qualify for either because of our urban enterprise zone status. So unfortunately, there are a lot of grants and opportunities for bids and SIDS. However, we are excluded because of our UEZ status. The lingo we left there was, if anybody's interested, again, you can read it. But again, we talked about planning, zoning, and cleaning up your downtowns. Key stakeholders. A certain councilman talked about stakeholders at the previous meeting. That was actually used throughout.
Who's that?
I believe it was Councilman McBeth.
Oh, okay.
You know, they completely talk about there's such a business component to your downtown, working with your municipal government. And they said the 3 drivers you need in any downtown redevelopment is fit, food, and beauty, because they are not subject to the internet. They cannot be shipped to your door. You can't have somebody shipped to your house and cut your hair. So skip all that. Second day, affordable housing. There was a lot there. The buzzword of that was inclusionary zoning, which again is something I was not familiar with. But I took an IOU to go through our present code and see if we have inclusionary zoning written into that. The reason being there's a lot of tax credits and affordability aspects to that. Next session was vacant property epidemic, and here's where our attorney gets a shout out, because the one thing they talked about was the receivership. And in all honesty, I didn't know what I was reading, and we all know I read everything, and I still wasn't sure what I was reading about. But they talked about this and said, this is the one process that will help you close the loop on your abandoned properties. So, my eyes lit up right away. I was like, oh, thank God we brought that in. They also talked about something I did not know, which was a QRE, which was Qualified Redevelopment Entity, and State Law 1229 PL 35. They said if you're not talking about it every day, you should be, because it will take your vacancies to value. I also attended the risk management session, the Women in Municipal Government Awards, and I sat through a very lengthy session on infrastructure, as well as Code Blue and homeless support. I did not know Code Blue existed, but we talked about Code Blue, Code Red, and there's my report if anybody would like to look at it, as well as this was sent to the mayor's office today. It's called Tap Into. It is another program. It's popular in Flemington, Cranford, and if you don't know Cranford, they are the #1 downtown in New Jersey.